Son said we should do more fig recipes for search, but I think he really just wants an excuse for more figs. The thing about having a cooking YouTube channel is, oh darn, it's fig season. Guess we have to make a lot of seasonal recipes. We thought about tiptoeing over to our neighbor's fig tree under the cover of night to steal some figs, since they're not eating them, but the squirrels got to them first. So we bought some figs. And then I had to figure out what to do with them. Can't do the tarts because we already did those. Can't do cakes because Son doesn't want cake. That looks good. And that looks good. And why is every recipe that Son picks out an ice cream recipe? So off we went to my mom's. Our car battery died. So we called AAA, got our battery replaced because apparently it was actually dead. And off we went to my mom's to borrow back the ice cream machine that is technically mine, but it's really hers at this point. She makes a lot of ice cream. We cleared out some space in the freezer. Why do we still have all those really old popsicles anyways? Is there anything in your freezer that really needs to be tossed? Because oof. And an entire journey later, we are ready to make some fig ice cream. Finally. This ice cream recipe comes from a blog called Happy Yolks. We're going to start by making some caramelized figs that we're going to swirl into the ice cream. Melt a couple of tablespoons of butter in a saucepan over medium heat. Unless otherwise noted, you'll always use unsalted butter for your baking recipes, because this way you can control the amount of salt that is added to your recipe instead of being at the mercy of the butter maker. Once the butter is melted, dissolve a ½ cup of brown sugar into it. Your kitchen will start to smell like toffee. The recipe says to cut about a pound of figs in half, but if I were to do this again, I would actually cut them into quarters or even smaller. The skin of the figs doesn't really break down when you cook it, so expect to end up with chunks that are about as big as however much you cut them. Add your figs in with a little bit of water and the juice of 1 lemon. Let this all cook down about 15 or 20 minutes until the figs get nice and jammy. At first, it will smell bright and fruity, but as everything cooks down more, it'll start to smell deeper, more jammy, more caramelized, kind of like going from late summer to mid-fall. Smells like pie. Add a ½ teaspoon of salt. It may seem a little odd to add salt to a sweet dish, but this will really bring out the flavors of the jam and the fruit, and it'll just bring it all together. Set that aside and let it cool completely. Next, it is custard time. We are making the base of your ice cream. Combine 1½ cups of milk, 1½ cups of heavy cream, and about 1/3 cup of sugar in a saucepan. Put that over medium heat, but keep a close eye on it. You want the sugar to dissolve, but you don't want it to get hot. You want it to be just barely warm to the touch. When the sugar is dissolved into the milks, remove it from the heat and whisk in your egg yolks. This is why we don't want it too hot. If your milk is too hot, your egg yolks will curdle and you'll end up with scrambled eggs, which is not what you want in ice cream. When you have whisked in your yolks, put the custard in the fridge and wait for both the custard and your fig jam to both cool completely. We need them at least room temperature or colder. Once everything is nice and cool, it's ice cream time! Using an ice cream machine, pour the custard into the machine and process it however the instructions tell you to. The custard should slowly thicken into soft ice cream as it processes in the machine. Once your custard starts to thicken into kind of a soft serve sort of texture, now it's time to add in all of your mix-ins. We are going to add some mascarpone cheese for a bit of tang. Then we will add in that fig jam that we made and let it swirl throughout the ice cream. Lastly, we're going to add in about a cup of honey roasted pistachios, which will give a nice crunchy texture to your ice cream. Let that process for another few minutes until it looks like everything has thoroughly swirled in. And then transfer your ice cream to a freezer-safe dish and freeze it for at least 2 hours. When you are ready to serve, let the ice cream sit out just for a few minutes until it's scoopable but not melted. And guess what time it is? It's ice cream time! His entire family digs this ice cream made with figs. It's true though.
It's figgy time.
It's
baby.
figgy time. Okay, but not even kidding. We made this ice cream and then we had to go visit his parents, and so we brought them like just a tub of ice cream. So like more than one serving. Expected it to last them a few days. By the time we got home, his mom called and was like, the ice cream's gone.
Yeah, and then
We
she
ate
was in
all
a
of
food
it.
coma and then she just fell asleep.
She took a nap.
Yeah, exactly.
So
keep talking on. So
his family really enjoys this ice cream. Really, really enjoys this ice cream, and
It's
I
so
don't
good.
blame them because it's really good. Give me this. It's my turn to
I
eat.
mean, it's easy to understand why they like it. They're Asian, and the ice cream is not too sweet, and it's nutty. Asian people go nutty over nutty things, especially ice cream. Creamy,
Fruity.
fruity. Oh, and fruity too from the fig. Fruity, creamy, a little bit salty because you added a little bit salt.
It's got that balance.
Yeah, and
So
the,
it's
and
not,
the cheese.
and yeah, it's got the tang from the cheese. It's got the saltiness from the salt that I added, but also the nuts. The fig, so looking at it, it looks like plain ice cream with chunks of figs in it.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't expect it to be super, super flavorful. But what you don't realize from looking at it is that by processing the caramelized fig jam, even though the figs don't really break apart and you still get big chunks, that fig flavor just permeates
It's so good.
the entire ice cream, and it's
so good.
It's
I mean,
so good.
well, when you cooked the fig down into like that jamminess,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm guessing that all the fig flavor kind of gets soaked up or get dissipated
With the sugar and the, yeah.
with the.
Well, not dissipated, because that would imply that it
I
goes
don't know,
away.
I just made up that. I don't even
He's
know.
like, it's a big word.
Yes, big word. I'm all for big word.
But it kind of just permeates
Yes,
the entire ice
yes.
cream.
Please,
Because, yeah,
please subscribe for more big words.
big words.
Yes,
We
I'm
like
good
it.
at that. Big words I don't
Big
understand.
words. So when you picked this recipe,
Yeah.
I was kind of like, okay, it seems like it might be tasty, but I wasn't really sure how good it was going to be. I was like, we'll probably eat it, but I don't know. This might be my new favorite ice cream.
This is probably the best ice cream
It's
I've ever had, and my parent loves it
It's
too.
so good.
This
Yeah,
is-
I mean, I know your dad is very much an ice cream person. His dad loves ice cream, but I wasn't sure how much of an ice cream person your mom was, because you don't really hear about her like going crazy for sweets that much. But they both really like this ice cream,
Yeah.
so we've got great reviews,
Yes.
and it's melting all over the place because of course we chose the heat wave weekend to film ice cream.
Well, and also we had to spend what, like
Taking
20 minutes
pictures
to
and
take pictures.
it's just like sitting out and melting, and it's a
and
mess.
put on the little spinny thing. I hope you appreciate that. You see the ice cream sweating. You know what I mean? Because it's not keeping its shape anymore, and it's a little wet and it's a little moist
We're
on all
professionals
sides.
here.
Yes. Please subscribe for more
Melty ice cream.
sweaty
Sweaty
ice cream. Sweaty
That's-
ice cream.
Very appetizing.
Yes. Yes.
It's good.
Hippie.
Shimper did not have anything to do with
Oh,
this.
he didn't help
No.
this one either?
No.
What has he been doing? Mom, Dad, I got you more ice cream.
I'm not going to get any more of this, am I? As always, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. And if you want to support our YouTube channel, you can go to patreon.com/sushiday and get your name right over here. And if you have not yet subbed to our channel, make sure to hit that sub button. It's up here, it's also down here. And like this video because it does help our little channel grow. We appreciate every little like. And if you want to see all of the other food videos that we've made, you can check out the playlist that we've got right over here. We'll see you next time.
Allison, I got a piece of fig. Catch.
Woo! I got a fig. Yeah, boy, I thought we were done filming. Joke's on him! We also have a pizzle in the freezer. It's true.